How's it going, everybody? Today we've got a brand new review. This is on the Bandai movie monster series Godzilla Singular Point Godzilla Terrestris. Just got him in the mail today. So yeah, let's take a look at the tag quick. The one thing I'll just point out about details, I think he should be a little bit darker. The blue that they're using on him is a little too bright for my personal taste when looking at the concept art and looking at the CGI model, but it's fine. It's probably our 6-inch Gorosaurus. Excuse me. It's probably gonna look like this. So, speaking of Gorosaurus, now that more information has been brought out about Singular Point, we do know that the Godzilla forms were lightly based on other kaiju, almost confirmed. So this is obviously Gorosaurus. Form A, Aquatilus, is Titanosaurus, and then Form B, Amphibia, is Varan, which we'll see in a few moments. But let's bring this guy in close and look at the detail. So the mouth slash face is horrifying. Let's just get that out of the way. He's got, out of all of them, this is the most snake eyes I've seen him, and he looks so cool. And that mouth, look at that mouth. So many rows of teeth. Yeah, he looks cool. The body, so he's got this dark dark gray, I guess, down the body, kind of like Amphibia, all the way down. So they did finish it. The bottom of the toenails aren't painted, but the feet are sculpted, so that's kind of nice. He's starting to get, you can start to see Ultima in him. The hands look very nice. Back of the nails aren't painted, so that's pretty standard nowadays for Bandai vinyls. The top of the head, you see Ultima a little bit more. They didn't paint this one spine. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't. Anyways, the silver paint looks really nice. And more unpainted spines. And then the bone and red detailing all the way up to the tip of the tail, which this is expected. So this doesn't bother me. These two sections are annoying, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't notice this in pictures, but that's pretty, there's no reason these two sets of spines shouldn't have been done. Just hands down. That's not actually a fan of these not being done. So damn you, Bandai. Otherwise, for articulation, he has 2 points, his legs. Otherwise, everything else is a glue seal. And they're glue seal because today we're record heat in South Dakota, and both arms didn't move after being really super squishy. This obviously doesn't move without the joint, and this doesn't move. So it's only the feet, which is a little disappointing because the hands are nice, don't get me wrong. That's accurate. It's just now this Godzilla is stuck, just like this. You can't even really use the leg articulation because he sits on his tail. I feel like they should have had him just a baby bit more upright. But he does look like this for most of the screen time that he's in, so I guess I can't complain too bad. But yes, that's really it besides the size comparison. He's a nice looking figure. It's just those two missing paint areas is crazy to me. I mentioned none under the foot, none on the back of the nails, that's whatever, that's typical. If you can't see it from the front angle, they're not going to paint it. So, I don't expect them to paint it, but the fact that this blue fin is missing, and then, this whole section, like, it would be one thing if this all wasn't painted, but it is. And that's what throws it off, is it's bone, 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 and then just blue. And then silver, and then blue again, and then the bone color. It doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna point out because it doesn't make sense that it's like that. So for the size comparison, here's Amphibia. I haven't seen the show yet. I mention it every time, but just to make sure people know, I have not seen the show yet. It is not out in the US, not for another 20 days. So I'm not going to watch it until then. But I'm going to guess this is probably getting close to right. Terrestris Terrestris has to start growing because Godzilla's gigantic. So, speaking of Ultima, pretty good. He looks nice. This makes sense. There's enough size difference between Amphibia and Terrestris that it makes sense. And then obviously final form is the big G-Man here, Ultima, which, by the way, I did get the monster arts on pre-order. I cannot wait. It really does make this figure feel like the tail isn't long enough. I mean, they did shorten it. I mean, the monster arts tail is literally 17 inches long. It is longer than Ghidorah 2019's from foot to wing. I'm pretty sure it's going to be close. That's how big the tail is, from the butt to the end of the tail. So I can't imagine where I'm going to put that thing, because I already can barely fit Ghidorah and Biollante on the shelf, and now I have to fit that big old fat tail boy. But that's what's exciting for me. Like, anyways, that's Monster Arts talk, but it's not important. Back to this guy. So, how do I feel about it? Well, I really do love this figure. It's, you know, been messing with him for a bit. He's had in front of the fan for a while just so he could cool down, and I was looking at him and just looking at details and stuff. I'm like, this figure looks great. But these two spots of no silver plates just doesn't look good. It's, for me at least, it's distracting. Because you can tell. It's not like you can just say like, oh, well, maybe that's not a spine. It's like, that's a spine. Those are some spines. So it does have that issue, and the fact that there's literally, and I mean, I guess Amphibia is the same way. There's no posability. You can't do anything with it. Normally you can kind of mess around with the vinyls and make them look good in certain angles and make them look like they're doing some crazy change pose, but you know, these last two forms and Aqualis even, there's not a lot you can do with them. So it is going to bring this figure down a little bit. So I'm going to say a 7 out of 10. I love it. I do. I like the look. I like the feel. It looks nice. It's going to look good next to everybody else on the shelf. But there's 2 sections of silver paint not being painted, and even the arms not twisting around, so you can give them a little bit of different personality. It just, it's a statue, you know. So, but it's also only a, you know, $12 statue, so it's not like it's the biggest loss. So I'm being really hard on it, but I'm really happy I got this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. More reviews on the way. Sunday we'll have the Godzilla vs. Kong 21 Godzilla, so be on the lookout for that. You guys have a wonderful day. This is Kajime Addict, your host again, signing off. Later, guys. Peace.